Shellshock presents.
Ready?
Sharing with Shellshock Season 4. New Age of Heroes. And welcome to another episode of Sharing with Shellshock. I am your host, ShellshockPrime, and we are here right now with another episode. Altogether, this is the mid-season finale because after this, we're going to be taking a summer break and we'll be back in the fall. But for now, we have 4 returning guests coming in. We got MMGMike. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me again. 2 weeks in a row. It's very nice to be back another time again. So thank you again, Pete.
Hey, no problem. And Mr. Ben, welcome back. Good to see you.
Yo! How's it going, everyone?
And welcome back, Kyle.
Hello, everyone. Say, I look different today.
And good to have you back as well, Caitlin, now with the new VTuber.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Let's talk Sonic. Let's go.
Oh, we absolutely will be talking a lot about Sonic tonight. First things first, before anything, we originally had my buddy Super Squaz Plays joining us, but unfortunately he had to back out last minute. So once again, Kyle, thank you for coming in on such short notice.
Hey, of course. Like anytime you talk Sonic, I'm here.
Absolutely. But regardless, we will have a really awesome discussion regarding Sonic tonight. But first, let's talk about ourselves. So, first and foremost, Mike, remind everybody what type of content you do.
So, if you guys don't know who I am Mike Monster Gaming, aka MMGMike. We do a lot of Nintendo content. We do a lot of variety content. We do a lot of charity streams for Mario Party Madness over in the Mario Party Madness server. But I also specialize in a lot of kart racing content. So it's funny that we're doing the Sonic thing tonight because I'm very hyped for Sonic Crossworlds. Now we get to race with SpongeBob and Patrick and TMNT and Avatar, as did the Kids' Choice Awards, actually like doing that whole trailer. So yeah, if you're looking for kart racing content, feel free to check me out.
Don't forget Persona 5 and Hatsune Miku.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Hatsune
Miku, absolutely based.
Yep.
My boy Ichiban's in there. Let's go.
Let's go. And what about you, Mr. Ben?
So I am a variety streamer. I focus predominantly mostly on Nintendo, but I am also branching out to other consoles such as PlayStation 5 and Steam. I do a variety mainly of just general stuff, but I do a lot of RPG content. I do quite a bit of visual novels. Just whatever strikes my fancy at the moment.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Kyle? Sorry. Oh, look. What happened? Anything else, Ben? Sorry.
No, it's just basically that's really about it.
Okay, Kyle.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, so I'm a rising content creator, hoping to dip my toes into the world of content creation. Mm-hmm. I've uploaded a couple of shorts on YouTube, but nothing serious. And you might notice that I'm different today. This is this PNG is my Sonic Forces avatar, my LC, my persona, Barry the Rookie.
Nice. Awesome.
Nice.
Yep. And what about you, Caitlin?
I'm Caitlin. I'm going to be a variety streamer in a sense, but I'm going to be playing a lot of sillier, fun stuff that you may not normally play, RPGs, but Valkyria Chronicles or Sonic the Hedgehog, a lot of Sega stuff. That's kind of what I plan to do.
Yes.
And then kind of cool. Kyle, is this your debut too? Are we both debuting here for the first time? Let's go.
Well, I'm semi. It's semi. I showed my PNG a couple of times, recently in Hito's stream, Hito when he had their podcast of gaming guilty pleasures, and Also, my PNG has joined like a couple of friends I've joined on their streams.
Yeah, because I know before you,
Oh, nice.
because I know before you joined with your regular webcam, Kyle. So
Yeah, I figured like with today being Sonic, why not bring in my Sonic LC?
absolutely, yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Based.
so Sonic has been around since June 23rd, 1991, and funny enough, tomorrow is actually Sonic's 34th birthday, as of this recording. But but the thing is that Sonic has been around since 91, because Sega really needed a new killer app for the Genesis because Nintendo has been stomping them, and Alex Kidd just wasn't cutting it, so they needed something. They had multiple ideas. One of them was a bunny that picked up items with ears, and another one was an armadillo, which would end up being Mighty. And after a while, eventually they settled for Sonic, but at first he looked a little bit more like a porcupine rather than a hedgehog, and he was called Mr. Needlemouse. But then we got Sonic the Hedgehog, and the artist was Naoto Oshima. And like the series was co-created by him and Yuji Naka, but the less said about him, the better. Anyway, but the series has been around since the Genesis, and now to this day, Sonic is still going strong. Like outside of gaming, he has comic books, cartoons, and movies, among many others. So, Mike, we're gonna start with you on this question. How did you get into Sonic?
So back when I was in junior high school, I ended up seeing that commercial with the two hedgehogs on the whole thing for the whole Sonic Adventure 2 battle. You guys remember that commercial with the two real hedgehogs in the commercials?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I love that
Vaguely.
commercial.
Yeah.
Very
That
vaguely.
commercial's so good.
Literally, I saw that commercial and I pestered my family into again and letting me rent Sonic Adventure 2 Battle from freaking Blockbuster back in the day. So that is basically how I got into Sonic, and then after that I started going backwards, and then I've been a Sonic fan ever since. But Sonic's got me through a lot of dark times. So Sonic has been with me through a lot. So that's honestly, Sonic Adventure 2 hits me in the feels whenever that game gets brought up. But a lot of Sonic's, a lot of the games with Crush 40's music and a lot of the racing games definitely hit hard for me in terms of hitting me in the right feelings. So that's why I'm a huge fan of Sonic, and that's what got me in the Sonic in the first place. Again, a lot of people love the whole city escape thing, but Shell got the whole Metal Harbor in the background. Like, that's my most memorable moment from Sonic Adventure 2, but we'll get to that later.
We absolutely will, yes. What about you, Mr. Ben? How did you get into Sonic?
I was one of the OG guys.
Yep.
I got into Sonic with the Sega Genesis, or the Mega Drive, as was known over in Europe, outside of America. And I remember getting into Sonic with the very first original Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Sega Genesis. I never had the 8-bit console, the Sega Master System. So I never had that. But I did have a Genesis, and I did have a Sonic 1. And that was where my first introduction to the series was.
Awesome. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, so I'm an OG as well too. Like I pretty much got into Sonic like when he was first introduced in the 90s. Like I'm actually like a year younger than Sonic. Like he came out in 91. I was born in 92. I forgot which game it was exactly, but I remember like having Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, Spinball, as well as 3D Blast. I don't remember which game exactly it was that got me into the series, but I just remember just playing like hours of it like on the Genesis. To the point where I just needed like a game genie to help me out with certain parts, especially like the whole barrel of doom.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, that barrel of doom, like so many nightmares.
Yep. Now, what about you, Caitlin? How did you get into Sonic?
So, like Ben here, Sonic 1. So I was a 93 baby. So I didn't get a Genesis until I want to say like 96. So because my parents were like, well, PlayStation's expensive, N64 is expensive, but the Genesis thing, I don't know, it's $50. It has Sonic on it. That's good enough, right? It has a bunch of Disney stuff. That'll be what you play.
Yeah.
And then from Sonic 1, I jumped to Adventure on Dreamcast. I was like completely blown away by that game. That was like such an evolution because I missed Sonic 2 and 3. Never knew they existed. So Tails, Knuckles, all these other like characters and whatnot, totally new to me. And then as I grew up, I watched, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog on Toon Disney. I, watched Sonic X back in the day. I had the Sonic OVA on VHS. I've pretty much always been with Sonic after the fact. So he's just always been a constant in my life in one way or another. So very special, and I'm very happy to talk about him here today with you all. So what about you, Shell?
Well, for me, in regards to Sonic and how I got into the series, it all started back in 1991. I remember watching commercials. I was just watching cartoons, and then there was a commercial. There was this on-screen character named Anita Stokes, president of HAG, and she was anti-Sonic, trying to tell kids like why like you should not play Sonic and why like he's rude and all that. But you see like a framed picture of Sonic, and he just comes to life. He's just like, the moment that she's talking shit, he's like, wait, what? And then it ended with her saying, why can't he be more like that nice one, Mario? And then he just basically just like was like, nope. He just boasts out of there.
Yeah, no way.
I remember that commercial too. That was a wild commercial.
Yeah, and
Sonic's too cool for Mario.
So, but then like in 1993, I remember like, because that was like the new season of like cartoons that year, that fall. And I was just flipping through channels, and then I happened to notice that Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog was on. So I watched it, and I could not get enough of the show. I just watched it every day. And then I tuned into ABC, and only to find out that they had a different Sonic show on there, which we know as Saddam, which both.
Dude, I loved Saturday AM.
And the funny thing,
That's a good one.
the funny thing is, ironically enough, these shows actually got me into watching Family Matters because I found out that Sonic was voiced by Jaleel White on both shows.
Jaleel White.
Oh god, yo, did I do that?
Anyway, so my parents were asking me, what do you want first, Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis? And because I was heavily into Sonic cartoons at the time, I said Genesis. So that Christmas, I got a Sega Genesis with Sonic 2. So Sonic 2 ended up being my first Sonic game. And then a few months later, it was Groundhog Day 1994. And the reason why I bring that day up is because that was the day that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 released, and it was the first time I ever got a game on day one release, because I begged my parents to do it, to get it for us, and I was thinking they were just gonna keep saying no, but they got it, so we played it, and then I was stuck at Carnival Night Zone because I could not get past Act 2 with the Barrel of Doom.
The Barrel of Doom.
Oh no, not the
Every
Barrel of
90th
Doom.
nightmare.
Yep.
So I don't want to distract too much, but did you know they actually make merch of that and you can buy it?
Yes.
It's a mug. You can buy a mug and it's called the Barrel of Doom. It's so
That's funny.
Yes.
I gotta
That's
get that.
amazing.
So what I remember was I had to wait till that weekend when my cousin came over because he heard that we had Sonic 3, so he came over and he got through. He did, mind you, he didn't even play the game before, but he figured out the whole Barrel of Doom, and after that I saw exactly what he did, and it's stuck in my muscle memory for the rest of my life.
So I'm gonna admit something here. I never fell for the Barrel of Doom. I actually found that out, the trick, on my first try, completely by accident.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a gamer. All right, I see how it is.
Like so like what once we got through that, my cousin basically just beat the whole game afterwards, and I was like, and at the time, like I didn't even know that that there was supposed to be more levels afterwards after Launch Base Act 2. I didn't know, but we had that after we finished Sonic 3. My cousin, and a couple months later, brought over Sonic 1 so that we can keep it. So I played 2, then 3, and I played Sonic 1 afterwards. And I knew that Sonic 1 was rough the moment I got to Labyrinth Zone.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Sonic 1 is a good game, but oh man, it's got
Zone
the
is something.
Yeah, Labyrinth Zone is easily like the worst. Like that, and also Scrap Brain Zone Act 3. Granted, Scrap Brain Zone Act 3 is not as bad because it's actually pretty short if all things considered. But I will say though that I remember reading like some video game magazines and then finding out that there was going to be another part of Sonic 3, which ended up being Sonic and Knuckles, and just the wait, and even after the game released, my mom was like, "No, you're not getting this game yet. You're going to wait until Christmas." So we had to wait until Christmas, like, and the wait was torture. The wait was pretty torturous because I really just wanted to play it, and then and then Christmas Eve came in. My mom was adamant on like, nope, you gotta wait till Christmas Day, because like I was an impatient kid back then. Like I really wanted to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or rather just Sonic and Knuckles, and then afterwards, like we had a family gathering, like it was a big Christmas party, and then my mom was like, here you go, and we opened it up. We locked Sonic 3 onto Sonic and Knuckles, and we just could not get enough. My brother and I just played all night until we had to go to bed. But yeah,
That's so cool. You got to play the original lock-on version. I've never gotten to experience that.
Yeah.
I only played the Mega Collection version of those. Well, I mean nowadays it's all one game, but back then it was all separated. That's so cool.
Yeah,
I still have my copies myself. I had the lock-on version too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because
love that.
Because I remember how I was worried that I would have to start over from the beginning, but no, I just continued right where I left off. They just added 2 more save files, and now you could also play as Knuckles. So I'm like, yes. So
that's really cool.
So yeah, it was basically an early version of DLC. That's what it was. But yeah.
I mean, they literally split that game in half just because McDonald's wanted that early promotion for Sonic 3.
Exactly. Because that's the reason why they split it. McDonald's Happy Meals at the time, the Sonic. Because I remember just the hype surrounding Sonic 3 was huge, and I remember just hearing kids in my school talking about it. I was in the 2nd grade at the time, and the kids talking about Sonic 3. Everybody was everyone loved the game. So of course, just back then, Sonic has definitely gotten through a whole lot in regards to, in my personal life. But I'll talk more about that soon. But right now, Ben, we're going to start with you for this next question. What are some of your favorite Sonic games of all time? And I would say let's keep it up to 3 games each.
That's a very tough question. I'm going to probably have to say Sonic 3 and Knuckles, obviously. That's got to be one. I guess Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Either that or the first game with the director's cut. It's kind of a tie between the first and second adventure game. And third one, I guess Sonic Frontiers.
Awesome.
Oh, Nice choice. Love that. All right.
Yeah.
That's a unique choice. A lot of people would kind of dunk on that nowadays. I'm glad you said it.
So Frontiers, I'm gonna say I have some opinions on that one. It's not a bad game. It's definitely not the worst.
Mhm.
I do like the fact that it did have that sort of open world motif, for a 3D game for Sonic.
Mhm.
But I will also admit that hey, we got a couple of anonymous gifters.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Oh,
So
thank
uh,
you.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, continue.
but yeah, Sonic Mania is also a good one in terms of just like the throwback. But I'm not really going to go into that detail on that one.
Mhm.
Pretty much my biggest criticisms of Frontiers that I would like to say is that I don't really care for the fact that there were a lot of times where I would be trying to go from point A to point B and then the game would lock me into like a sudden 2D section.
Ah.
and I'd be like, no, get out of there. I don't want to be in here.
Growing pains.
Yeah. It happens. All right. So, what about you, Kyle?
Man, this is definitely a tough one. There's just so many good Sonic games, but let's say if I had to choose three, I'd probably choose Sonic Rush would definitely be a choice.
All right.
I'd say Sonic Generations would be another choice. And I definitely would say like another choice I would pick is probably the Advanced Trilogy.
Ooh, those are some good
Oh,
ones.
that's a good
Nice.
choice.
Yeah.
Loved those games.
Mm-hmm.
Which of the three is your favorite though? Of those three?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely a
Because
tough
they're all
one.
very
Like,
different.
Yeah, they are. Especially Advanced 3 being the most different out of all three of them.
Hmm.
they're both they're all so good. Like I know like Advanced 1 and 2 have the Chow Garden. 3 like had like the teamwork mechanics. So it's really hard to pick pick the three. Pick one out
They
of
all
the
have
three.
something cool.
That's
They
fair.
all have something cool. So
Yeah.
definitely all good choices.
Yep. All right. Caitlin?
Okay, so I pulled up my Sonic tier list for this to like refresh myself on which games I liked the most. And
Yeah.
all right, my question is, do we count collections as their own game?
Hmm. That's a good question.
Honestly,
Because there's a lot of Sonic collections.
there's a lot of great
So,
there's a lot of great Sonic collections, but I'm gonna have to say on that case, no, because I want to focus on the games themselves. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I love the collections. But it's all about the individual games in regards to this.
all right. So if we're going off individual games, then definitely Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That was probably the most game I put the time into on Make a Collection back on GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
I loved playing around with like the debug menu in that game. Getting all the super emeralds was super fun. I'm still like pretty familiar with that game. I can actually get most of the emeralds without trying to remember where each travel ring is in that.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Mania, or Mania Plus, I guess, right? Very classic, throwback. Only cried once when it was revealed. No big deal. And then probably. I don't know which adventure game to pick. Oh,
I know that feeling.
I know that feeling,
I
Caitlin.
like both of them so much. So I'll go with you know what? I'll be the weirdo. I'll say Adventure 1. I like the vibes of Adventure 1 more. I think
Nah,
it's
Adventure 1 had some great vibes to it.
It did.
yeah, I think Adventure 1 does it a little more for me because I like the more I guess less shonen story. Not that I don't like Adventure 2. That's still like an 11 out of 10 game for me. But, it which one's the 11.1 out of 10 for me? And I think Adventure 1 ekes it out just a little bit because I like the movement and the vibes a lot more. So,
Yep.
those are probably my favorite 3.
All right. Mike?
Oh boy, this is hard. It's like asking me which of my favorite children are and all that. There's a lot of great Sonic games out there. This is hard.
True.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, if I really had to put it down to like top 3 games right now, I'd probably put Sonic Adventure 2, of course, at the top because that's what got me into Sonic in the first place. And I will always have a soft spot for City Escape and Metal Harbor. I actually also have to give my second slot to Sonic Frontiers also because honestly, everyone else gushed about Breath of the Wild, but for me, Sonic Frontiers was my Breath of the Wild. I enjoyed the open world aspect of Frontiers a lot, and again, we got such great bangers like One Way Dream or Undefeatable, Break Through It All, Find Your Flame. I still play those songs on repeat.
Undefeatable is so good.
What a fantastic soundtrack.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to come out of left field and actually put for my third choice Sonic R
Yes.
on Sega Saturn.
Oh yeah.
No, that game has no business having that good of a soundtrack.
Yeah.
I don't
Can you
believe
feel
you.
And
the
honestly,
Sonic R.
and honestly, I love the concept of Sonic R also just having everybody racing on foot
Yep.
and actually having like find the collectibles in the level. I wish that would be something that Sega would actually take the concept of and try it again. Because I feel like it was such a great concept to just have everybody running around with this fantastic soundtrack. Like Resort Island's memorable. All of the levels that started with R were memorable in that game. And spoiler, all of them start with an R.
They do.
But yo, you had Radiant Emerald and stuff like. Sega, honestly, you guys are cowards though. Put it in Sonic Racing Crossworlds as a level DLC. Put the Sega Saturn Sonic in
Yes.
like 1 or 2, like put a
Yes.
level from Sonic R as a Crossworld.
Yes.
Oh,
They won't
that
do it,
would
but
be such a cool unlock if you could
no,
get
because
Sonic
genuinely
R, Sonic in a car.
Yes.
they've been using the freaking R logo for like every single racing game lately, and they have not put in anything other than like a Resort Island remix.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, why are you being cowards? Put in the freaking Resort Island or some track from Sonic R in your racing game.
They just only do the Sonic R theme and that's it.
Nah, they need to freaking put something in there, but
They
yeah, no,
should.
Sonic R is genuinely still one of my favorite games. Even as clunky as the controls are of that game had a great concept going for it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But
For a game made in like 5 months, I think they did a great job.
That's how I feel.
5 months. Wow.
yep.
Yeah, that game was quick. I'll say that
Wow.
much.
Yeah. And the sad thing is that that's really like the most well-known Sonic game from the Sega Saturn era because it did not have a true Sonic game of its own.
Well, it also
almost
helps.
did.
It was like the only one that got ported to later systems.
Yes,
So.
true.
Yeah. It almost did was Sonic Extreme that got canceled.
Man,
Cancel culture strikes again.
no. But anyway, so my favorite Sonic games of all time, I would have to say easily Sonic Mania is up there for me as one of my all-time favorite Sonic games. When that game was first revealed, like that, because that felt like an actual love letter to Sonic fans, and I remember after being disappointed with Sonic 4 Episode 1 to the point where I'd never even finished Episode 2 because I just didn't really care. And seeing Sonic Mania, I'm like, yes, this is the Sonic game I want. And I remember first hearing that it was also coming out on Switch on the day of the presentation. And then when I got Sonic Mania, like, I played it and I just was amazed with how amazing it was.
Sonic Mania was magic, dude. It was great. That was post Boom era too. So if you were a Sonic fan in the trenches at the time, you were struggling, and Mania was it, dude.
Absolutely.
So-
Like, I remember like just seeing the collector's edition. There were technically two. Like the original Sonic Mania had the Sonic statue with the Sega Genesis, and you get a code for whichever version you pre-ordered. And then like there was also the Sonic Mania Plus collector's edition where it was a limited physical copy for Switch and PS4. I don't remember if Xbox had the physical copy. Because it had,
I think they did.
They did? Okay. Yeah, because it had Mania Plus and everything all on the cartridge or disc. And it was awesome. Like, I think they had like I think they had like an art book or something. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Mania Plus came with the game, a code, and the art book.
yeah. I regret not getting the collector's edition, but at the same time, like for the big one, like the statue, yeah, that one I don't have any space for that because like and because like my room is not as big enough. I need more space for that. But for the plus, I should have got that. So Mania is one of the games I wanted to bring up. Another one I wanted to bring up, I would say, would be Sonic, like Sonic and Shadow Generations. While Sonic Generations is amazing, for me, it's really all about Shadow Generations. I feel like this is where they've actually redeemed Shadow as a character because, to be honest, for so many years, Shadow, they kind of phoned in Shadow after a while, and then this is where I felt like he actually shined. This is where like it felt like Shadow is legitimately back. It was so good. So many references to some of the games that Shadow was in. But the funny thing is that like there were also stages in which they were based off of games that Shadow was not playable in. Like he was not in Frontiers, but they have a level based on that for him. But it was so good. Like that's probably like up there for me as like one of the best 3D Sonic games alongside Frontiers, which Frontiers is in itself is an amazing game. I loved every minute of it. I remember playing it and I just fell in love with the open world aspect as well as the fact that you had all those stages where like they have 2D, they had 3D sections. It just felt so good. Like the story was actually well written, very deep, very heavy, even for a Sonic game. Like some stuff that I never thought that they would touch on, which I don't want to get into here because I want people, if they haven't played Sonic Frontiers, they really should actually see it for themselves. It's that good.
I agree.
It's that good. If there's anything I will say I don't like about Sonic Frontiers is the final boss. That's the only thing about Frontiers that I don't like, the final boss. Everything else,
That's fair.
Everything else, love it. Love it so much. That I hope that from here on out, every future 3D Sonic game, they take what they had with Frontiers and just improve it and add to it. Because Sonic, like Sega and Sonic Team have been known for taking multiple concepts, then they just drop it and do something else. I don't want them to do that here. Stick with what you got. You have something amazing going with Frontiers. Keep it up.
No, I agree.
Please keep it up.
I think we'll be okay. I think they've got that figured out finally.
Yes.
I think they, for those that don't know, sorry, this is not to distract too much, but the original Sonic social media team, Aaron Weber, if anyone knows him.
Oh yeah, I met him a few times. He was great.
He's the guy that said everything is canon, and he's the guy that did the Mighty Number 9 shit post on Twitter, like the "it's better than nothing" or whatever, right? Like the Sonic picture or whatever.
Yeah.
He's the guy that helped bring Mania to fruition, and then after the success of both Mania and the movie, he was promoted to Sega Director of Strategy in Japan. So
Oh wow.
Yep.
he's calling the shots now, and I think we have a pretty good chance to stick to the good stuff. So
That makes me so fucking happy. I love that.
No, same.
So now, so those are my picks. Like obviously, like there's other games I love, like the adventure games. I love Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic 2. Sonic 2 will always be in my heart because that's my first. And also like Sonic Rush is a fantastic game as well. But anyway, Kyle, we're gonna go with you for the next question. And I'll ask this for everybody afterwards. But so Kyle, were you into any other Sonic mediums besides the video games, like for example, the cartoons, movies, comics, etc.?
And so I do remember like watching like the OVA Sonic movie. Like I had it like on the VHS. Sadly, I was like one of those people who did not know about the early Sonic cartoons, so I missed out on all those good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I did watch some of like Sonic X, but like knowing like it's like airing times, it's like it aired at weird times, so I couldn't really like watch them all at once.
Yeah.
The Sonic Boom cartoon, like man, that was funny.
Yeah.
I wish it lasted longer. It just had like bad advertising and aired like really early in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 4 a.m. on Boomerang. Like, thanks, guys. I'm not tuning in for that.
Yeah.
I remember watching the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog at like 2 o'clock in the morning on Toon Disney,
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
right after
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck.
Yep.
Yeah. The comics, like I had no idea there were even comics to begin with, so like I missed out on that whole era.
Yeah. That,
And like the live action Sonic movies, like they are just pure golden. I can't wait for Sonic
So
4.
true. Ah, so true. Let's
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
all right. Anything else, Kyle?
That's all that comes to mind.
All right, Caitlin, you're next.
I've seen it all, question mark. So I watched Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
I watched that one a lot. I own it on Blu-ray now because of course I would. And Sad AM, I think I don't know, I saw a couple episodes of that back in the day when it was airing. I didn't like the tone as much, and the Freedom Fighters never really did it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the comics, I probably started in the mid to late 2000s. Or no, probably like mid 2000s, I would say. I have a picture of it. I don't think I can send it right now, but I have that issue of Sonic comics from Archie of Sonic holding a wedding invitation and crying, which is like infamously one of the first things that got Sega to reconsider their relationship with Archie.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. A fun little piece of history there.
Mhm.
And then I had some of the Sonic X comics. I used to watch that all the time. I own both Sonic X English and Japanese on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
By the way, buy the Japanese version. The subtitles are done by Sonic fans.
Really?
So there's a lot of neat little references that aren't in the original, which is kind of cute.
I see.
And then Sonic Boom. Do I need to tell you where I own that as well? Because I bought every season because I love that show too. It's so good.
It is.
And then I have the Sonic OVA on VHS, and the only reason we don't have that is because the legal contracts for the royalties of voice acting are in a drawer in Sega of America, and we'll never find it. So,
Oof.
but yeah, I've always indulged in Sonic multimedia. I like a lot of the stuff, the movies especially. Sonic Movie 3 I've probably seen no less than 10 times already. I love that movie so much. It's such a wonderful Sonic movie. I'm so happy with that. And like you were saying, Kyle, I'm so ready for movie 4. It's going to be so good. Oh,
Yes, it is.
Let's go.
Yes. All right. That's it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's it. Sorry. That was everything.
All right. Wanted to make sure. All right, Mike, your turn.
Now, in terms of all the Sonic stuff, like I just said, I stayed up until like 2 o'clock in the morning to watch Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Again, all the good memes come from that. I'm kind of in the same boat as Caitlin, though. I've kind of seen everything just about. I've enjoyed Sonic X. I've enjoyed the Sad AM stuff, even though the Sad AM stuff I don't think is as funny as the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I kind of appreciated the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
The Sonic movie one, I'm glad that we fought on friggin' Sonic's original design before they actually made it good. And then, of course, seeing Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I just bawled my eyes out during Sonic 3 when we went to go see that in Alamo Draft House. And I'm pretty much with everybody else here. Like, I can't wait for Sonic 4. It's going to be peak. Hopefully Jim Carrey comes back because I think him as Eggman is like one of the best parts of the movies for the movie trilogy. But also, Keanu Reeves' Shadow was also really good too. But
Yeah.
again, I kind of enjoyed all the stuff in terms of the Sonic cartoons and other stuff. But also, I know our other buddy Corey ended up giving me the Sonic board game. Otherwise, the Sonic card game, the Sonic Speed Battle card game, you have to try out at some point.
Yeah, we still got to try it out.
Other than that, though, yeah,
Is that the dice game?
I believe it is. It's either the dice game or the card game. It's one of the newest one. It has a Sonic Adventure 2 art style.
Oh, interesting. I'd love to see you guys play that. That would be so fun.
If we can figure it out, we'll do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much on my end for that. But hang on, while you're talking about your part, Pete, I'll actually go bring out the board game. That way I can actually show the box art on camera.
Well,
You go start your end.
Well, Ben still has to go. So Ben, your turn.
All right, Ben's gotta go. My bad, Ben.
So what was the question again about Sonic Multimedia?
Like, were you into any of the other mediums besides the games? Like, you watched
Yes.
the cartoons, the movies, the comics.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I did watch the original Sonic Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon back when that first came out. I was actually freaking hyped for the cartoon when it first came out. I loved Saturday AM. That was like one of my favorite shows ever. I'm so upset we never got a third season on that.
Yes.
Because I remember we had issues where Ben Hertz, what was his name? I think Ben Hurst. Ben Hurst.
Ben Hurst, yes.
Yeah, he actually had plans for a third season, and to my understanding, there is a fan group. Jay Smith actually knows more. He's currently in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
But, he and I are both part of this Discord server where there is a fan group actually going with like a sort of a fan season of that third season.
Yeah.
Based around Ben Hurst's original script notes.
Really cool.
Yep.
I never really got into Sonic X that much. I did see some episodes of it, but I never watched it all the way through. Sonic Underground Blue Chunks, less said about that, the better.
The exploding robot baby. It's the funniest part, and I'm not going to explain that anymore.
Honestly, the fact that Sonic Underground had a freaking song for every episode is also really funny too.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Some of those songs kind of slap, though. I'm not
That's
gonna
how
lie.
I feel about that too, by the way.
Before you continue, Ben, I just want to bring up one thing about Sonic Underground that always sticks out of my mind, and that's the one scene where Knuckles is about to fall off, and you just see Sonic's face. He looks so smug, and then he just like grabs Knuckles like the way he does.
It's so good.
I'm kind of surprised that Underground was actually the official like animated debut for Knuckles.
It was because
before Sonic X.
he was supposed to be in Sonic Saturn, but after season 2, like it just never happened.
Yeah. There was what else? Sonic Boom was amazing. That was another one of those underrated shows that needed to have more episodes than it got.
Yeah.
I fucking loved Sonic Boom. That was fucking amazing. As far as the comics go, I got into the Archie comics around, I think, issue 31 or 32. And I kind of was buying in through up until issue 50. I remember the Endgame arc. I kind of stopped buying the issues around like issue 60-ish or so, and that's only because of the fact that I just couldn't scrounge up the money on a monthly basis to get the new monthly comic.
Yep.
And I never really got back into the comics again, even after the Archie series ended, even after the crossover with Mega Man, the reboot, and then IDW getting their own situation. Never got back into the comics on that. I wouldn't mind, seeking out old issues on that, or if there was a way I can like maybe catch them online, that would be great.
Yeah.
But
you can read through the IDW stuff online. They
sweet.
also sell hardcover compilations. So there's like whole like multi-100-page IDW comic compilations you can buy.
Oh, bitch, I'll check that out then.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
But yeah, I did see the OVA. That was actually a fun little thing, even with the there's bad voice acting on that. I will say that. I did like
strange, isn't it?
that. I know you might know what I'm going to do, but I know what you're going to do.
Yeah, let's go.
Strange, isn't it? Oh, I love that.
Classic.
Obviously, the live action films, I really can't say anything about them that hasn't already been said. I will admit, though, that the Knuckles miniseries, the live action Knuckles miniseries, was actually a lot better than I gave it credit for.
What?
Yeah, there was the Paramount Plus, the Knuckles live action series. It has its moments, I will say, but I did actually enjoy that, believe it or not.
All right.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it because I will say right now, I didn't. But you wonder why I did enjoy Ben? I remember okay, so this will lead to my own thing as well, because there's one thing I remember the most about like Sonic mediums. I absolutely remember, and this has nothing to do with cartoons or whatever. I remember enjoying the ice cream. You know,
Oh my god, the gumballs.
with the
Let's go.
with the dirt with the gum with the weird like the weird eyes.
I remember those.
And you want and you want to know what's the best thing about that ice cream? They still make those.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I didn't know if they did or not.
Yep. You can find
Actually, Shell.
yeah.
They also, if I recall, they also make merch of that, and you can like buy a little figurine of it too. It's very funny.
Yep, they do, and I think there's also a plushie for it. I've seen the plushie as well.
There's a plushie. I want the plushie. All right, sorry.
Yeah,
go on.
So yeah, they still make those. Like originally, it was meant for Sonic Extreme because even though the game was canceled, unfortunately, Blue Bunny, who makes the ice cream, did not get the memo. So they later repackaged it like to different. I think they repackaged it to Sonic Adventure. Then they repackaged it to Sonic X. Now it's just Sonic the Hedgehog. But it's the same.
$40.
Because
I'm good.
That's a lot.
Because originally the ice cream had purple gumball eyes, but then they changed it to green once from the Adventure era and onwards. And it's basically, it tastes a little bit like lemon, like it's like a kind of like a lemon flavor, blueberry flavor. It's or blue raspberry. I'm not sure which one, but it's really good. If you see like an ice cream truck, there's a chance they might have it. Aside from that, I do remember watching Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog growing up when I was a kid. I do remember watching Sonic Saturn as a kid. I was like you, Ben. I was also disappointed when the show got canceled after the second season. The reason that they canceled it is because of the fact that in the second season, it was in the same exact time slot as Mighty Morphin Power Rangers when that was on Fox Kids.
Oh.
Well, not only that,
you're gonna get dunked from outer space with a time slot like that. That's not gonna work for you, Sonic. Sorry.
Yeah. But what happened, Ben?
Wasn't the fact that the head of the station at the time, didn't they like really not like animated shows like Sonic, and they wanted to get them canceled as soon as possible?
That, and also they actually had a change in management because it was also around the time where ABC was being bought by Disney, because the reason why that ABC was being bought by Disney is because ABC also had its sister channel, ESPN. That's what Disney wanted. So they got both of them. It was a package deal. And eventually, like, Disney would change the lineups for the Saturday morning lineups for 95 season, and Sonic was not back. But I do remember, like, watching randomly on the USA Network in 96, they actually commissioned a new episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, but it was the Christmas episode.
Christmas Blast.
It was originally going to be called A Very Sonic Extreme Christmas, but then they changed it to Sonic Christmas Blast because Sonic Extreme got canceled. So,
Oof.
so
Oof.
yeah,
Big
Uh,
oof.
very big oof. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember also when I got Sonic Jam on Sega Saturn, I remember seeing the Japanese commercials. I remember seeing like the commercials for the Sonic OVA, which I did watch later on, and I first watched it on YouTube like a long time ago. Like I want to say 2010 when I finally found it, and the voice acting is definitely something that does not hold up. It's easily one of my least favorite Sonic voice. But I enjoyed it. Sonic Underground, I did not care for it. Sonic X, I'll say this right now: the Japanese version is better. The Japanese version of Sonic X is so much better. The English version is not that good, in my opinion.
I will say for anyone that's curious, if you watch the Japanese version of Sonic X, Sonic Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 each get their own arcs, and you can watch them in like a movie format. So essentially, you have two anime versions of those games if you want to check those out specifically. Very cool stuff.
And they had the music.
They have the music. Yes, they have the music.
There wasn't supposed to be a third season before kids commissioned it.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
That last season is it's okay. It's not the best part. I'll say that.
But the Metarex one.
Yeah.
Metarex is okay.
But then it's like
first time they have extreme gear in Sonic though. That's pretty cool.
I watched the Sonic Boom series, and the first season I loved it. The second season I did not really watch all of it. I thought the second season was fine, but I really enjoyed the first season of it. I did not watch Sonic Prime.
Oh my
I
god.
did watch Sonic Prime. It wasn't terrible.
Oh, I forgot to mention
All of
that
us forgot to even mention Prime.
Yeah.
Poor Prime.
I am not a true Sonic fan if I don't mention Prime.
I have not even got a chance to finish Prime, to be honest.
Yeah,
Prime's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's got an iffy ending, but it's pretty fun.
and
when that final season came out, like I just binge watched it until like I think like six in the morning.
And what I also remember was I remember watching I was watching the Sonic fan film that had Jaleel White. I thought it was pretty weird.
I remember watching that in like the trailer for that in like college. That was crazy.
And of course, I've seen all three movies as well as the Knuckles show. The first movie, I felt was a really good movie, for what it was. The second one was made specifically for the fans. And then the third movie just went even beyond anything. Like, the third movie is easily like the best video game movie adaptation of all time.
So true. So true.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
True,
yeah. And just like all four of you, I am 100% looking forward to where Sonic 4 goes, because I cannot wait. 2027, Sonic 4, looking forward to it.
If it's cool with you all, after this podcast, I'd love to pick your brains about movie 4. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to movie 4 too.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. So now the next one, Caitlin, I'll start with you on this one. And this is before we do the community questions. How did Sonic influence your overall taste in video games and entertainment?
Well, if it wasn't super clear, I'm a pretty big Sonic fan. So starting, with Sonic, I think influenced me a lot because I always like the underdog that's, pushing to be not the best, but like the cool alternative, right? Like, I don't know, like even later on in life, right? My favorite RPG series became Persona. and that was before Sega bought them. That total coincidence, I swear.
Yeah.
But like it isn't Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? Like I like Mario. I like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
But Sonic or Persona or Yakuza instead of GTA, stuff like that. I always appreciate the weird cool guy that's doing something unique, even if it doesn't always land. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's helped me appreciate when a game has a vision. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I look for most when I'm playing a game is, did they really land what they were going for? Or, did the vibes hit, right? And I think that's kind of what I look for in most of my entertainment and tastes in video games is, nowadays it's, a lot of like fan stuff. I appreciate fan stuff a lot more nowadays, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that sort of stemmed from like Sonic ROM hacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And nowadays, like something I've been kind of grinding away over the past couple weeks before the Switch 2 came out was Ocarina of Time randomizer, and like randomizers and stuff like that. Like all of that sort of stems back to old, Sonic fan hacks and stuff like that. I used to love that stuff. So. Huge influence on my taste in games and entertainment, to be sure.
Yep.
So.
All right. What about you, Mike?
In terms of how Sonic influenced my overall taste in video games and development and entertainment and all that good stuff, honestly, I kind of agree with Caitlin also. Like, I feel like I've also gotten a real appreciation for the Sonic ROM hacks, especially SRB2 kart and Ring Racers.
Yes.
Because we've done a lot of multiplayer sessions of both of those because I made my own server for both of those games. And I've appreciated just how well other fans can do with fan creations of Sonic games in general. And also just in terms of like just Sonic games overall, it just feels like, I feel like Sonic's also made me like appreciate faster characters of video games in general. Also, like whenever I'm playing like an MMO, I'm more attracted to the faster running characters because I just appreciate characters with agility. So whether it's like a fighting game or a racing game or anything, I'm just addicted to more speed because it's Sonic, I feel. But that's pretty much where I'm at in terms of Sonic. Like, I've also appreciated other other indie games like Spark the Electric Jester and other Sonic clones that have been coming out too. So. Sonic's had a big influence on my life, so
Yep.
that's pretty much where I stand in terms of Sonic, at least.
All right. What about you, Ben?
Sonic didn't do shit for me when he was influencing my taste in games.
That was good. No one was ready for that.
I was not ready for that.
That was too much, bro. That was too much.
Said though, Sonic did give a bit of an influence on my life on that. I did love. The funny thing is, I was more into the cartoons than the games when I was younger. I loved Sonic as a kid. I loved the overall franchise. But yeah, insofar as like actual like the video games itself, no, Sonic didn't really influence my game system. I was always more of a Nintendo kid when I was growing up rather than Sega.
Yeah.
So I was more.
I see how it is. We have a faker in our midst.
Yeah. I was always more a Mario fan than I was a Sonic fan. So I will freely admit that now.
Fair.
But I do appreciate Sonic. I do love the series for what it is. But yeah, no. Like I said, Sonic really didn't super influence like a lot of the game purchases that I had. I did purchase quite a few of the games. In fact, Sonic did drive me to get a Game Gear in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had a Master System, but I did have the Game Gear. In fact, I got the Game Gear first before I got the Game Boy.
Ooh.
And the only reason I even got the Game Boy wasn't because of Mario or Tetris, but because of Pokemon.
Okay.
In fact, I have also gotten into like the ROM hack scene myself, but of all things, the vast majority of games that I played that were ROM hacks of were mostly Pokemon games, along with the occasional Mario ROM hack. So I have known of Sonic ROM hacks, but I've never really. The only real Sonic ROM hack I ever played, surprisingly enough, was one that had a sort of a minor crossover with My Little Pony, which replaced Tails with Rainbow Dash. But that was like the only one. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. I did play a Sonic ROM hack of Sonic 3D Flicky's Island, which actually involved adding Supersonic to the game.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Director's Cut? Is that what it was?
I think it was called Director's Cut. I don't honestly remember. It's been years since I played that game, and I mean like literal years, like over a decade since I last played that.
It may not be that one then, but that's still cool. I love that.
That is pretty dope.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, that's pretty much how I got on that. So
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just that was amazing. That amazing intro you had with that. Like, I had to clip it. I had to clip it. Yeah,
That was a good one.
Saying that an hour deep into a Sonic podcast is incredibly funny. I love that.
I love
That's
it.
great.
That's why I love all these moments.
Yeah.
What about you, Kyle?
Well, I'd say Sonic has really inspired me to check out other platformers because I was a Sega kid growing up. I never had a 64, never had a NES or a Super NES. Yeah, and the moment I heard Sonic Adventure, Adventure 1 and 2 were going to the GameCube, it got me to check out Nintendo as a whole, and actually find out who exactly Mario is. So Sonic really inspired me to check out other franchises.
Yeah.
Since he was getting ported to other systems, and it's funny enough, I never had a Dreamcast, so I didn't know Sonic Adventure debuted on here. Yeah, the GameCube was my first experience with the adventure titles.
Yep.
I say Sonic really got me to check out other games because a good friend of mine Shell, I think you probably might know who he is. He actually introduced me to Freedom Planet, and I started playing it and
Ooh.
wow.
Freedom Planet.
It's awesome.
Freedom Planet is awesome.
Great.
It
I
is.
love Freedom Planet.
I love Freedom Planet.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I will say this. You know what? There is another game that is Sonic related that I did play that I actually. Oh man, I really need to get back into doing this. There is an old style game, PC game. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this. Have you all ever heard of Jazz Jackrabbit?
Yes.
Once or twice.
So that is actually very Sonic. I really wouldn't say
Adjacent.
It's Sonic inspired. I basically will say just essentially it's Sonic replaced with a Jackrabbit who fights enemies with a gun.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah!
If you've never played Jazz Jackrabbit, do so. You owe yourself the experience.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, Sonic has really helped has really opened doors to me to check out all these other franchises. Because if it wasn't for Sonic, I probably wouldn't be a Mario fan today.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Low-key-
but yeah, Freedom
low-key
Planet, it's
same.
really good. I had no idea it started out as a Sonic fan game before becoming its own identity.
Yep.
I'm really glad that Benji introduced me to it because man, I really see the Sonic is influence in that game, and I can't wait to get the second game.
Oh yeah.
There was a Sonic fan game I played way back in the day, and it did actually have a sort of a GBA flash cart ported of it. But I remember it was its own unique program. I forget exactly what it was, but it was based around Sonic Saturday AM and involved Sonic being transported to the future.
Oh.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember too much about it, but I do remember it being fun for what little it was.
Okay.
So.
I don't know.
So, how much does Sonic influence my own personal tastes and all that?
Sonic Epoch, thanks, Jay. He did remember. Yeah. Buddy's got my back there.
Well, here's my thing. Wait, you think I like Sonic? No, I never liked Sonic. Sonic has not done anything for me. I've always been a Mario kid. Sonic sucks. Sonic was a mistake. Sega was a mistake. No.
Oh god.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But I love Sonic. I really do. It meant so much to me to the point where I've played so many games over the years, but it's just whenever like there's a new generation of video game consoles, like, and then I would see Sonic, just the idea coming from like someone like me who grew up in the 16-bit era and playing a Sonic game on a Nintendo platform was huge. Like, because there are people who don't see how big of a deal it was. It is, unless like it's what for someone like me, I was there. I just could not believe it, because when Sega, I remember in 2001, because I wanted to get a Dreamcast, but then we saved it for a GameCube instead, because I happened to pass by like a grocery store that had a magazine for, I believe it was either PSM or Official PlayStation Magazine, one of those two, where it said Sega on PS2, and that blew my mind. It blew my mind because it got to the point where, like, could they make games for the Nintendo and whatever else, like, which ended up being Xbox? And the answer was yes. So I got Sonic Adventure 2 as one of my first two games for the GameCube, because last week was the GameCube episode, and I did bring that up. So it goes hand in hand. Just playing Sonic on a Nintendo platform was just surreal to me, and Sonic Adventure 2 was a great entry point when it comes to getting back into the Sonic series after a while. With that, and then getting the Mega Collection, like the Mega Collection is a great collection to get, like, for those who never played Sonic before until like Adventure 2, and then they wanted to go back and play some of the older games. So it's a really nice thing to have. But it not only just shaped my taste in gaming, because it got me to get more, because Sonic was my entry point to Sega, and getting into Sega's games in general because of Sonic. And when it comes to entertainment, just the Sonic cartoons, because the Sonic cartoons got me into the Sonic games, which led me into the comics. I first found out about the comics around like 1997. It was my brother's birthday, and we went to a Toys R Us, and they happened to have Sonic comics. I remember they had an issue where Sonic and Knuckles were racing all over an island. I don't remember I don't think it was the floating island, or it might have been a different island, but they had the Freedom Fighters there, and it was a matter of who got the Chaos Emeralds first.
It sounds like a loose adaptation of R. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, because like, with the Sonic comics, just in general, like I would read the comics every now and then, but because I forgot to mention this, that like it was just amazing to see how long that series would actually last, because it was supposed to be a short-term deal, but then it got so popular, and then it's like it's just how the lore expanded upon by so many people who wrote the series, and then the series kind of, and then the comics kind of went to shit because of He Who Shall Not Be Named, and
Nope.
then it got canceled. Then we got IDW, and yeah, but just the comics alone, like just the lore, how deep it would get, how depressing, how dark it would get. Couldn't imagine how is it that the Sonic comics used to be so compelling back in the day. I haven't had a chance to read the IDW comics yet. I did get some of them because of Free Comic Book Days in the past, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and read a lot of them. But just entertainment as a whole, just like Sonic is always there, and always adds to how much I enjoy different mediums of entertainment, and Sonic is always fun. Because I know for a fact that I'm going to get some great music out of this. And especially, like, when we went to the Sonic Symphony, just that...
without a doubt.
That concert alone was... believe it or not, that was actually the most amount of Sonic fans I've ever been in the same venue. Like, and with everybody singing, everyone was singing each of the songs. Even for the games that were not as well received, people still loved the music anyway. We all sang the songs. We all were like standing right in our feet because the performance was fantastic. Like we had from the orchestral performance to the rock concert, and we had some encores. It was incredible. Like we have to go again.
They opened our vocal segment with "I Am All of Me," and everyone was so hyped.
Same here.
They did, yeah.
It was so hyped, dude. It was so cool.
Oh my god, yes. But like, at this point, like I don't know what's next for Sonic in regards to where else Sonic can go. But I do want to bring up one thing. I'm not sure how many of you have ever had this, but has anyone ever had the Sonic pasta from Franco-American back in the late 90s, like the mid to late 90s?
No, I did not.
No.
The Sonic pasta.
Yes. There was a commercial where there was this kid.
One.
He had these sunglasses while sitting in front of the TV playing Sonic and Knuckles. And despite the fact that he was playing Sonic and Knuckles, they had Sonic 2 music and sound effects. And his mom kept calling him to get food, which she just eventually threw the can. And then he just grabbed it. And then he just, and then they just made a specific lock-on technology cartridge for the Genesis that you place the pasta can, and then like you see all the pasta on the TV, and he just ate it that way. That's how he managed to eat that Sonic pasta.
You've unlocked a core memory. I did eat this stupid fucking thing.
He did.
Oh my god.
I did not. That sounds completely weird to me.
That was.
Let's go.
I had no idea that even existed.
Oh my god. Go ahead.
What he was sitting in front of the television. He did like the slurping noises and like the pasta like siping from the TV screen directly into his mouth. It was so weird.
We're talking about the SpaghettiOs commercial.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that commercial. That commercial was weird AF.
Because I've had that pasta a couple of times when I was a kid.
I never had SpaghettiOs.
If we're talking about cursed Sonic food, I got two more for you guys.
All right.
Have any of you tried Sonic curry by chance?
No.
Hold on. I'm gonna go look that up.
But I never had it.
I'll put it in the chat if you just want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yes, that blue curry. I've seen it before.
I've heard of it.
Tastes as good as it fucking looks.
Oh boy.
What
yes.
what the fuck am I looking at?
So I will take it that doesn't taste good at all then.
It fucking exists, bro. I wouldn't go out of my way to try it. That's for sure. But
it exists, yes.
What the fuck am I looking at?
And then the last one, Shell. I think you should know what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. I'm just
you know my cursed food.
Yes. The Sonic curry puts the fear of God into me. That's great.
Let's see what.
Sapphire, if you think that's terrifying, have you heard of Chili Dog G Fuel?
Oh my god!
Oh no! No!
Well,
that better not exist. That's fake, right? That doesn't exist.
So not only does it exist, and not only have I had it, but the only way you could buy it was a premium bundle with like a cup, like another like a peach flavored G Fuel or whatever, right? Like a normal flavor, so you're not mad that you got stuck with it.
Yeah.
And then it comes with like a little card that says it really tastes like chili dogs. And I'll tell y'all right now for free, it ain't no chili dog I ever had. So,
oh no!
Oh my god! I'll say
I'm eternally screaming.
Well,
it is bottom of the barrel terrible, and I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to have a bad time and torture their friends. It is amazing.
I'll say this though. You mentioned G Fuel. I did try out the Peach Rings G Fuel. Never again. Fuck G Fuel. G Fuel is
G Fuel's disgusting.
It's gross.
No, don't buy G Fuel on the regular. But like, if you had to try it, at least prank your friends with it so you get some laughs out of it. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, with that, now we're gonna do the top. we're gonna do the community questions. So Salty asks, Sonic Heroes, yay or nay? I mean, I'm a bit mixed because
No, I'm a yay for that.
because you see, there's a good game in there, but I kind of feel like there's so many dumb decisions and dumb design like choices that kind of holds that game back. I remember when I first played that game in 2004 when it came out, that was like the first time that I've actually played a Sonic game where I was absolutely disappointed with it. Like, it's usually like every time I play a Sonic game, I would always be happy, but that was the first time I felt disappointed. But having played the game now, I will say it's definitely better than what it used to be. But I do think that it could have been formatted better. I think that the worst segments in the game are Team Dark and Team Chaotix, and Team Rose is the shortest. But I got all the Chaos Emeralds with Team Sonic.
Nice.
All right, Mike.
Sonic Heroes is pretty good.
Oh no, I think Sonic Heroes is pretty good. I enjoyed it for what it was. You know, Grand Metropolis alone and Seaside Hill,
Yeah,
epic set pieces. Grand Metropolis's music still stands in my head.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of the casino levels. So
Oh, yeah,
Casino
casino-
Highway, and
oh, yeah.
Casino
Good
Park.
ones.
But also underappreciated. I think the what is it? The final levels, the egg ones.
Egg Fleet and Final Fortress, good levels too.
Yes, Egg Fleet. Thank you. When the fucking music kicks in for Egg Fleet, it's so sick. Let's go.
Yes.
Love those games.
But
I
yeah,
don't know if I love Heroes. It's slippery, but it's fun. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a nay on the PS2 version because man, that's pretty much like the worst version.
Yes, it is.
No, if you're gonna play Sonic Heroes, you have to play it on GameCube.
Yeah.
Like I had it like on GameCube like when I was like at my mom's house, and then whenever I'm like over at my dad's, like he had a PS2, and that's how I played Sonic Heroes. And then, like when I played it too, like I just thought like I prefer the GameCube version. Like the PS2 version should not exist. Like it's just that slow.
It's also better on Xbox compared to PS2. Like you're better off on GameCube or Xbox. What happened?
Yeah,
You were also oh no, you were gonna say something else, Kyle?
Yeah, I think like I saw Sonic Coming Johnny, like he did like a stream of the Xbox version, and like I had no idea like during the credits, like they like the cutscenes, like when they play, like they still play the audio from the cutscenes.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That's a weird quirk.
Ben?
It is.
Yeah, and that's only because of the fact that we had the bitchin' soundtrack, and then J.E. Smith also points out that there was also the modding community from fixing problems with games like Sonic 06 with Project 06 and Legacy of Solaris, and then putting silly things in like mods like changing Chip into Hatsune Miku. There was also I think a mod fix for Sonic Heroes. I believe J.E. Smith actually played that. I remember watching him through Discord playing something like that. Unless he was playing the original version, I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But I do know that, like I said, I loved the music on Sonic Heroes, if nothing else. Believe me, do correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Heroes originally just meant for GameCube and Xbox, and then Sony came up to them and said, "Hey, make the game for our system too, or you'll never sell a Sega game on our console again."
That's actually true. Yes.
Yes.
Sony threatened Sega to not be allowed to make PS2 games anymore, and Sega, at the time, had a little indie project in the works called Yakuza. And they were not going to threaten that. So
Yeah, because the
Sega got bullied into porting that in months. They had a couple months to port all of it to PS2, and it was bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
no wonder why it's crap on a system.
And the reason why they actually did that is because Sony was so arrogant around that time during the PS2 era. They were on top of the world, so of course they would definitely call the shots on that. But Anything else you want to add to that, Ben?
Particularly.
All right. Okay, so next up. You have anything else to say, Caitlin, regarding Sonic Heroes?
Oh no, go ahead.
All right. Well then, yeah, we pretty much said what we need to say about Heroes then. So next up is from Dari. Would you support full side games for all the side Sonic characters like Knuckles, Chaotix, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine back in the day? Yes, I did not play Chaotix back then, but I did play Mean Bean Machine, and I enjoyed it.
I'd be down. I think they're already going to do that. I think if Shadow is anything to go by, and not to spoil anything for new fans, but if you play Frontiers, they kind of tease that they might want to do new stuff.
Yeah,
I think they have plans for these characters. I think we're going to get new games with focusing on them, and I'm excited to see what that turns into.
Yep.
I would love for that to be a thing. Honestly, I'd support it.
Yeah,
Like, I'd love to see a Knuckles Chaotix too.
Have you played Tails Adventure? Any of you on Game Gear?
No, I have not.
I played some of it, but I didn't fully beat it.
I have played a little bit of it. I never finished it.
Yeah, same.
It's
I
like
played it but never beat it.
Yeah, I think I beat it in Tails Sky
it's a
Patrol.
search action game. It's pretty good. It's for an 8-bit Game Gear game. It's pretty good. I would say better than like 8-bit Metroid, but not like Super Metroid or Symphony of the Night level. It's pretty good.
Because
it's pretty fun.
Because there was a Game Gear Tails game I did not like. I think it was Tails Sky Patrol.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Sky Patrol kind of sucked.
Yeah.
It's a neat little thing.
Yeah.
Sky Patrol is basically a baby game for babies.
Not.
So,
Oh. But
Probably explains why it was only released in Japan.
yeah.
Yeah.
But back on track. Ben.
am I wrong though?
I mean,
Not at all.
not at all. But back.
Literally made with kids in mind? Yes. A baby game? No. That game's hard as shit. That game sucks.
Okay.
But back on track, Ben. Would you play any like side games with other Sonic characters?
Oh hell yeah! I've never played Chaotix, but yeah, I wouldn't mind doing like side questions. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing like side games. Kind of like have reading the Twitch chat and have kind of distracted at the same time. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be
yeah.
down for that.
The only side game I remember playing, like I said, was Tails' Adventure for the Game Gear. And if we had more games that starred Sonic, like side characters like Tails, Amy, Knuckles, yeah, no, hell yeah, I'd be down for that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Kyle.
Oh yeah, I definitely would be down for it because as much as I love playing as Sonic, like I get upset that like his friends are not playable in like more modern Sonic games. It's like it's always just Sonic. Like his friends are in the background doing nothing. They need more love. And funny enough, like I had no idea about Mean Bean Machine until the Mega Collection. Like I thought I had every Sonic game on the Genesis, but I had no idea like that was like a one game that wasn't on it. Like
That game was just a reskin of the original Puyo Puyo. Sega released an arcade Puyo Puyo game. It did not do well, so they just took what they had and turned it into a Sonic game, but with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog characters.
It's kind of like how Panel de Pon got reskinned into Tetris Attack, essentially.
True.
So
There was also a Super Puyo Puyo game on Super Nintendo, and that ended up becoming Kirby's Avalanche. So
Yep.
I remember that. Kirby's Avalanche was fun.
yeah.
Yep.
Let's see.
I will say that I did like Mean Bean Machine 2. I never got into Puyo Puyo because I never really understood how it worked out all that much. Even now, I still play regular Tetris over Puyo, but I'm not. If anyone were to like say, "Hey, you want to play some Puyo?" I'd be down for it.
Okay,
But
that's fair.
just know that I suck at Puyo.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
no, I'm not that great. I'm not that great at Puyo either, but I'd love to see a
Me
Knuckles Chaotix too, personally. Like Knuckles Chaotix had a really interesting concept. I'd love to see that get redone again.
Yeah.
yeah, I wish that game was ported to the Gems Collection. Like There's
Same.
no other way. There's no other like legitimate ways of playing it. If you're
No, there really isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember Sonic Spinball. I played the hell out of that as a kid.
Same.
I never got past
Oh, I
Lava
love
Powerhouse though.
I'm gonna say
Pinball Party on Game Boy Advance.
Spinball's great.
Spinball's
I
great.
think Spinball's a great
I
game.
used to love Spinball. Let's
Pinball's
see.
great.
Yeah.
All right. So next up is from Charlotte. In your opinion, who has been the best Sonic voice? Ben Schwartz for me. Ben Schwartz.
Oh.
Yeah, Ryan Drummond.
What about you,
Right.
Ben?
I don't know.
They're all great in their own ways. In terms of like the best Sonic voice, I won't say he's the best, but Jaleel White has a place in my heart for me because he was the first one I remember hearing.
Yeah,
So he's kind of like the first one. He'll always have a special place in my heart for that.
that's fair.
Like I said, they're all great in their own way, though. I do like Ben Schwartz. I love Roger Craig Smith. I like Ryan Drummond. I like Jason Griffith. Like I said, they're all good and unique in their own ways. I can't really crap on any of them.
That's fair. Caitlin?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Caitlin?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's a bad one really. I will say, is it cheating to say Sam Vincent, the voice of Sonic singing in Sonic Underground, who's also Double D from Ed, Ed and Eddie?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's actually a fun fact to know.
Yep.
But I don't know. I think overall I prefer Roger Craig Smith. Some people don't prefer the deeper tone he kind of has, but I think it fits pretty well for the character if he's given good material. When it was in the Colors era, maybe not as much, but I think going forward, I'm okay with, assuming they have the writing that they've had in Frontiers and in Shadow Gens.
Yeah.
Like the little segment we get of Roger in Shadow Gens, I really like a lot. I think he does a fantastic job there, and I'm excited to see him do more stuff if they keep him around. We'll see.
Yeah.
So
Who was the guy who voiced Sonic in Prime?
What was his name again? I forgot.
Devin
Mack, it was.
Mack.
Because he was pretty good too.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
I liked him in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devin Mack. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devin Mack was pretty good.
Like I saw clips of Sonic Prime, and I'll admit he was really good too. I do need to watch Sonic Prime to at least like see how much he got out of Sonic as a character in that series. Kyle?
Yeah. There's just so many good ones. Like it's like really hard to like really like distinguish Sonic when just like a voice when he's just an icon as a whole. But if I had to choose like a favorite voice actor, like I'd probably say Jason Griffith, like just like from the 4Kids era. Just like the delivery he gives, like in some like some of the Sonic games, especially like in Secret Rings, like during like that last confrontation with the Eraser Jin.
Yeah.
Like man, like that's like the best speech Sonic ever given to a villain.
Oh yeah. So the next question comes from Sone. Most underrated character that should appear or appear in more games. This includes Sonic media, not from the games if you want. Tough question. I'll let you guys answer first.
I would say Queen the Rabbit. I like Queen the Rabbit's design. The fact that she's got her friend Cheese, the Chow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Also, just seeing the Chow as more playable characters and things would be nice also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I
I'd say
love
definitely
that.
Cream because like she's been like absent a lot lately. Like Team Sonic Racing, like how could they do that to Team Rose?
Yeah.
Like why?
I
What do
will
you have
say, though,
against
that,
Cream?
She was the third most played character in Crossworlds beta, so
I know. That's why I'm happy. I'm happy to see it.
I think Sega kind of knows people enjoy Cream the Rabbit as a character, so I think she's going to be around for a while now. Like
Yeah.
she was she was like the main character of Dream Team. She was like a huge part of that game, and that was really cool. I don't know if anyone played that, but that game's cool.
I wish I could have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I
Stuck
don't
on
think I
Apple.
have.
Yeah, I'm an Android user, so
Right, but yeah, Cream is awesome. I would love to see her in more stuff. To kind of tie into that, I would love Blaze the Cat to get like her own adventure of some kind.
Oh, no,
I would
same
love
here.
to see
Yeah.
a
yes.
Blaze
It'd be cool like to
focused
see
story.
like more of her origin story, like learning how she got her
Oh,
powers,
true.
learning more about her
Yeah, that'd be
dimension.
really awesome. I'd love that.
Ben?
Marine the raccoon. She was only ever in that one DS game. Like, she literally only had one game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she should come
Oh, yeah.
back.
She's fun.
Oh, yeah, I remember like Clement's playthrough of that, and man, he just hated the fuck out of her with just like
Yeah.
how did she mess up? Like, I don't think I've ever seen Clement like hate a Sonic character that much.
Yeah. For me, if there's any character that I think that should appear more in the series, well, my original answer, if this would have been 2 years ago, he did come back, but unfortunately the game was not good. And that character was Fang, but yeah, Sonic Superstars was not good.
Aw.
But so if I had to pick a different answer, there's actually two characters. I want them to bring back Bean the Dynamite and Bark the Polar Bear. Both of them are from Sonic the Fighters. Please bring. It's time to bring them back. You brought back Mighty. You brought back Ray. Now bring back Bark and Bean. Yeah, I know they had cameos in Sonic Mania, but actually bring them back.
Oh yeah, because they were just illusions in that game.
I also want I kind of want a modern version of Fang because I feel like he could fit in very well within the universe. It's just, how can I say it? I think they kind of wanted to separate some characters, like keep certain characters only in classic, but only keep certain characters in modern. But then it's like, might as well just put the Chaotix in the classic series. I mean, that's where they started, so
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
I think they look as like I saw like in like one of the Tales Tube episodes, like they actually do a reference Fang as well as like Mighty and Ray. So I think they're kind of like mixing it in a little bit. Like maybe we'll get a modern. Like who knows?
yeah.
Is that new Sonic, like, what is it, like Marvel Snap kind of game, like on mobile and PC that's coming out, and I think Mighty and Ray are in that too. And
Ooh.
so they really do like bring back a lot of these characters again. It's kind of nice. I hope Bean and Bart come back as like in the Archie comics, they were like goons that like worked with Fang all the time. It was very fun.
That is true. That is
I'd be
absolutely
down for
true.
that.
Yeah. The next question comes from Mecha Dragon 101. If you can have any Sonic characters in the live action movies, who would it be? The Chaotix.
Yeah, that'd be so sick.
Like bring the Chaotix to the live action movies. Like they don't have to do it right away, but at some point they should. What do you guys think?
I'd actually go Big the Cat because I think it'd be freaking hilarious to have him on his own side adventure with Froggy, and then somehow it ties into the movie. Like if
Oh
they
my
somehow just
God.
have Big the Cat for like one movie, and then freaking that's how Chaos ends up coming into Sonic 4, and then they have to somehow get freaking Froggy back in the whole tail thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Ben?
If
Marine the raccoon. No, I'm kidding. That's actually good honest question. I really wouldn't know. I guess. I mean, we brought Shadow in. I guess maybe I wouldn't mind seeing Silver or Blaze.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Blaze.
That would actually be pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
that Blaze is an easy answer to kind of bounce off your Shell. I think the Chaotix would be the most fun one. Because a trio of like dorks that all hang out together. I love that, right? Like,
Yeah.
But only on one condition. You get Dwayne Johnson to voice Vector the crocodile. That is who I want voicing Vector the crocodile.
That would be kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
That would be perfect
interesting.
casting for me.
Yeah.
If I
Go ahead.
had to pick, like, I probably like it'll be cool to see Rouge in here, like seeing her like doing like her spy stuff.
Yep.
People were kind of shocked that she wasn't in the third movie, and you know, I get it, right? That movie was kind of SA2 the movie, right? But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, pretty
she was
much.
kind of a big part of that,
Yeah.
and she's not even referenced in it as far as I know. So
Yeah, Rouge should be in the live action movies. And also, I would honestly kind of feel like they should kind of tie in some of the Adventure 1 characters. I would like Gamma, I would like Big the Cats, and also Chaos, like in Perfect Chaos. I mean, I feel like that ship might have set sail, but I would still like it anyway. Because
say one movie would go pretty fucking hard, though. I'm not gonna lie.
and Metal Sonic. Give me Metal Sonic, please.
I mean,
I mean, oh right, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, but also the Sonic Heroes version of it too, because that was awesome.
Yeah, that's what, like the Neo Metal Sonic? Is that?
I think that's
spikes and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's Neo Metal Sonic. I think that's what they went with for the name.
Yeah.
So good though.
What a boss fight that was.
It's a cool boss, yeah.
Let's see. This one's from Epic, man. If you guys would want any Sonic characters from the comics to the video games, which one would you pick? And Caitlin, I want to go with you with this one first.
I would pick no one but Tangle and Whisper. I want Tangle and Whisper. I want my lesbian girls in my fucking Sonic
Yes.
game now, baby. Let's go.
Let's fucking go. What do you guys think as well? Like, which characters from the comics you want to see?
I'm just going to say Sally because I never read the comics, but I know she's very popular, so I'm just going to go with the safe side and just say Sally.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go out of left field. I'm gonna say Mega Man because Mega Man and Sonic had freaking Archie crossovers.
Yes,
so
yes.
bringing Mega Man over would be freaking hilarious, and also having the freaking Robot Masters coming over as potential boss fights would be interesting for a Sonic game.
Yep.
You know what? That'd be fucking hilarious. I'd be going with that too. That's funny as hell.
There's a
You know what? If we're getting Crossworld, we still have 2 slots for Crossworlds DLC. I'm just saying, he was in the comics. No chance. You know, there's a chance he could be in the games. Let's go. Let's get
it'd be great.
racing in there.
Yep.
But if I had to pick an actual character, I'd probably go with Tangle and Whisper or Sally also.
Yep. In terms of characters from the comics, there's a villain I want. I kind of want them to bring in Ixis Nagus. He was originally supposed to be like one of the main villains for the show in the 3rd season, had the 3rd season even happen. But unfortunately, since it got canceled, but he did appear in the comics. I think he was pretty cool. Ben, do you have any other characters you want to see?
Rabo
Yes.
from the original Archie comics.
Yes.
I think she would be an amazing addition.
I would love that.
Because we
Good.
could technically have like a sort of a Mega Man-ish character with her, you know, with her cybernetic body parts and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
that would be cool.
And also Uncle Chuck.
Yeah.
Noble Boy asks, which Sonic games have the worst boss fight ever? Oh my god, do I have
Oh no,
a
we're
game to
not
talk about?
getting into this.
Oh my
No
god.
way.
Sonic Superstars is the worst.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going with
Yeah.
that as my answer
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, and as much as I like that game, like I have to agree, like those boss fights are like Cuphead. They're like Cuphead level, but like times a million.
But like they're not even hard. They just take so long.
Way
Like, you
too
can't-
long.
Like I'm sitting there for like 40 seconds after I hit a boss once. What am I doing? Why? Like,
It's so it was bad. Like it's really bad.
Yeah, no, that game is clunky AF.
Yeah.
like Superstars as a game is fine, and then anytime you're in a boss fight, you're like, I just want this done already. What
Yeah.
are we doing?
Yeah, I think that game is like better. Like the boss fights are better like if you're doing like co-op, but alone, like good luck with that.
Yeah.
Not
right.
not
For
with my
sure.
experience. Better co-op, I don't agree with that.
No, the co-op was horrible when we did it. We did a 4-player playthrough on that. That was a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I think they meant the bosses in co-op are a little better.
Even
Yeah,
even then.
No, honestly, even in co-op, we had so many freaking glitches. It was crazy.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah. Ben, what would you say has the worst boss fights in any Sonic game that you played?
Since we already covered Superstars, I'm going to go off on a limb and say Sonic 3D Blast. The isometric view did not help matters.
Oof.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Those hitboxes can be a little jank. That's fair.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about too. It's super janky. Oh my god. Yeah. Uh, the next one is from Dragonflame. What is your favorite line from a Sonic game? I have the perfect answer just for all of you. No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me.
You stole my line.
The entire
it's
Super Sonic and Shadow dialogue from SA2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Technically, this is not a Sonic game, but like it's from Lego Sonic Dimensions when Eggman says, "Get a load of this." Wait, have I said that already? Yeah, just acknowledging like how often like he said that in the original adventure. Like he just acknowledging that he repeats that line so much.
But yeah,
Right.
Oh yeah.
I am sorry, Ben. I
I'm
had
gonna-
to. Happen?
No, that's fine. If you wasn't going to say that, I was. So
All right, go ahead, Caitlin.
So, guess what Sonic game I'm talking about? You ready?
Okay, go ahead.
Long time no see.
Every Sonic game ever.
Every Sonic game ever.
Literally everyone.
Yep.
What I'm gonna be real. When I was like, little baby Caitlin playing Sonic, I say baby, I was 11 years old, but when I was playing Sonic Heroes, because we're Sonic Heroes, I popped off. That line was so cool as a kid.
Yes.
So, the copyright one is good though. That's probably the best one.
What else would you have gone with, Ben?
honestly, I really can't think of anything off the top of my head. I probably would have to maybe say, damn, I hate being put on the spot like this.
It's fine. It's fine.
There's thousands of lines of dialogue. I understand.
There's so many good lines. And I'm gonna kick myself because I'm gonna think of like a great one, and it's gonna be like fucking hours from now. That is gonna come up to me, and I'm like, God damn it!
Yep.
I couldn't think of it at the time. Man, I really can't think of any line in specific, but I do remember some of the back and forth banter that like Eggman had with his robots. Eggman probably has like some of the best lines overall.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was one specific scene at the end of Unleashed where there was like, it wasn't actually Orbot, but it was like a robot that looked kind of like Orbot. Yeah, it was basically just snarking on him.
Oh yeah, Beta Orbot.
Beta Orbot, yeah.
Yeah. Because Orbot would fully come in the next game.
I remember. I know that this was actually the the exchange between classic Eggman and modern Eggman at the end of Sonic Generations when they were both stuck at the end of time.
Oh, I remember that. That's a good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good scene.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get my teaching degree.
That's a good idea. I've always loved telling people what to do.
I'm going to take the rest of my life to forget this plan. Don't be so humble. It'll be your plan pretty soon.
But there's one line that I'm surprised none of you have said that just came into my mind right now. Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
I didn't choose that one, and that's only because that was such an easy grab. I didn't want to go for the low-hanging fruit.
That's low-hanging fruit.
It is
pretty
low-
easy.
Yeah.
Also,
Easy.
in that same vein, where's the computer room? Or find the computer room. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's a good
Find
one.
the computer room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised none of us mentioned Boom, where Knuckles is like, you just beat up the biggest one in the yard, and she's like, Knuckles, that's prison. Only if you let it be.
Knuckles in that show like has so many good lines, like especially like when he was like what? Just because of me here doesn't mean I'm not a feminist.
Oh my!
yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah, that's meme approved.
Also, anyway, so the next one is from Private Maverick. Which Sonic game got you started with your fun time with the blue blur? Any system will do. Sonic 2. Sonic 2.
Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube.
I don't remember which one it was, but like because like because of how old I was, like my childhood brain doesn't remember, but it was probably either 1, 2, 3 Knuckles, Spinball, or 3D Blast was one of them.
Okay.
All good choices.
Yes. What was your first one again, Ben?
Sonic 1 on the game Genesis.
Oh, I was like on Game Gear. I'm so sorry.
No, not Game Gear, Genesis.
Well,
So,
Caitlin?
Sonic 1 on Genesis. If it matters, the 6-pack version, which came with Streets of Rage 1 and Golden Axe 1.
Yes. Yeah, because that was like that came out in '96 because like they just wanted to at least have multiple games with the Sega Genesis and sell it as a budget, so it worked.
Push that shit out the door.
Exactly. So H. Mom and Friends asks, how much of an outrage is it that Sega didn't offer any upgrade for the Switch 2 version of Sonic and Shadow Generations, making a full rebuy? Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S as well. Well, here's the thing. They should have made an upgrade path for anybody.
No, they should have. It was a little frustrating.
Like, for anyone who had it on the Switch, give us an option to upgrade on Switch 2. The fact that the thing is, Sega is the only company that released Switch 2 versions of Switch games without an upgraded path. What the fuck? And I can see Caitlin right now.
So I might be out a little bit. Like, what exactly is the upgrade with the Switch 2 version?
That's the
So
thing.
yeah, people, there should have been an upgrade because
Like,
literally,
what are the updates like in the Switch 2 version?
Well, it's basically better visuals to give it improved performance. But in the case of a game like Puyo Puyo Tetris 2X or S, which ironically enough, Sonic is in both versions of that. They added mouse control and some others and game share. But here's the thing: there's no way to upgrade. If you own the games on Switch, you can't upgrade. You have to buy the game again.
you have to buy the game for another $60 instead of like $10 or $20 like other games are doing that.
Yeah.
Because most of the upgrade packs for like Mario Party Jamboree and Kirby, it's like $20.
And even, yeah. But what? So, Caitlin, what are you gonna say?
Hate it.
Yep. Yeah. Sega, I have 3 words for you. You fucked up.
Yeah, they did.
There is, however, a silver lining though, because apparently Sonic Cross Worlds for the Switch 2 is gonna have like
Upgrade.
like a special cartridge that is the Switch 1 version, but it also has to upgrade for anyone who's getting it for Switch 2. So
Yep.
It seems like
It,
they might have learned.
they did. Although they did note the Switch 2 version will not be at launch. So, you know, something to keep in mind, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ben, I hope you were able to get a Switch 2 at some point soon.
Yeah, I still have not gotten mine yet, so I really have no comment on the issue at the moment.
Yeah, but yeah, I hope that going forward that Sega somehow finds a way to make it right by allowing you to buy like an upgrade path. Or at this point, if you want better goodwill for this, make it free. Even if it's for a limited time.
I agree.
Even if it's for a limited time, make it free. For people who already have the game right now. So, but we'll see. Shad asks, you have the ability to delete one Sonic character from the series and it will never have existed. It has to be a character who has been playable at least once. Who do you Thanos snap? That's a hard question. I don't know. I don't know who would I delete.
I got an
Good
easy
question.
one. I got an easy one.
Whoa.
Heavy and Bomb.
Oh, I just thought of one. There's the one Sonic character no one fucking cares about. Zavok.
Oh yeah, I'd actually go with Zavok. I actually like Heavy and Bomb and Chaotix. They were pretty cool little mascots.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm usually not one for deleting characters. I feel like if, people have come around on Big the Cat, I feel like we can come around on any of these characters, really, so.
Yo, Danica Patrick, that's a fucking based answer in the
You know
chat.
what? I agree.
Oh my god.
I agree. Yeah. You know what? I'll change my answer to that. Danica Patrick. I agree. Yeah.
She's
What the
not
fuck is Danica Patrick?
Because like
No,
Sonic.
Danica Patrick's playable in freaking Sonic and All-Stars Transformed, so that's kind of a funny answer.
Oh,
Yeah. But in terms of the actual in-universe, Zavok is my answer.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah. Ben?
Marine the Wreck. No, I'm kidding. Running gag at this point. Small part of me wants to say Charmy B, and that's only because I've always found the little shit annoying. But
Oof.
I don't really hate on him.
Yeah.
Zavok. Yeah, Zavok's pretty much the safe answer on this one here.
Yeah.
Zavok's out here trying to look like Bowser, but he's not.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is from Sammy G. We got 3 questions left. So Sammy G asks, is there a song with or without vocals from the franchise which you feel isn't really talked about that you enjoy a lot? Bonus if you could hum or sing it in some of it at the podcast. I'll let you all go first.
Singing, I'll tell you that for free. But I always appreciated "Speak with Your Heart" from Colors. A lot of people, prefer "Reach for the Stars," and I think that's fine. But I like the more chill techno.
Nah, Speak with Your Heart is a fantastic song that doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I especially the symphony version of it. That one is really good.
I forget. I played that on repeat.
Much better than the Colors Ultimate version, to be honest.
I agree.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, what about you guys?
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard one because I feel like any Sonic song, like anyone will really know it by heart. But like, I think probably like one for me is like that one track from Sonic Superstars, like that Sonic stage that goes like da 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 da.
All right then.
Now, what about you, Caitlin? Do you have any before I end up making my before I end up thinking about mine? Because I was trying to figure mine out.
I said mine.
Yeah, she said hers. Ben?
All right,
Yes,
well,
you
mine.
did.
All right, well, my bad. So yeah, mine's from Sonic and the Black Knight, though. Someday, one day, we'll say, "Live life." I know. Live life is like a really good you know, that like encompasses the whole entire theme of Sonic and the Black Knight, because you know the entire ending of Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic has to, you know, Sonic's basically trying to tell the wizard, hey, listen, every life has its end eventually. Everything good eventually comes to an end, but that's why we have to enjoy the moment for what we have right now. And legitimately, just hearing that as the credits, I think that song is probably one of my favorite songs over Live and Learn, to be honest.
All right.
Because it has such a good message. It has a good, for me at least, it personally has a really good hit hard kind of vibe. Same with, you know, One Way Dream from Frontiers.
Yep. Ben?
Oh, One Way Dream is great. Love that one.
Honestly, I can't really think of any off the top of my head. I guess the only reason I say that is because I honestly don't really talk about Sonic music in general overall. I guess maybe Tails' theme from like the Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2. I happen to like that one.
Those are great also.
Those are pretty much the only ones I could think of right off the top of my head.
Okay.
Also, yeah, Evil Foundry's music from Secret Rings goes hard also. Who's gonna rock the place? We're forever gonna rock the place.
That's a good one.
That's a really damn good banger also from Secret Rings.
Yeah.
Can you shout out everything from Rush? Because
back to back, it's
this is what 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 you need. What you need.
In particular, I wanted to shout out not the final boss, but like the final Eggman boss, Bomber Bombara or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, that one. That's a good one.
It's really underrated, but it's such a good boss theme. It's so hype.
I agree.
That one.
Yeah, I forgot what the name of the stage was like in Rush, but like the one that was JJ and Rocket, like I'll just replay that stage just to hear that track all the time.
Yeah.
What is that? It's the boat, right? Like the military boat.
The military boat, yeah.
Yeah, the GON boat.
Let's see.
That one's so good. Okay,
so for me, well, I'm partial to one particular theme in general more than anything from Sonic. So the credits theme from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for the Genesis, which
that's good.
Turns out that was actually like an early version of Michael Jackson's song "Stranger in Moscow."
Oh wow!
Yeah. I've heard about that also.
Yes.
Yep. Same.
Yeah. Michael Jackson did the music for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and there have been like debates on why a lot of the music was scrapped originally, except for a few tracks. Many people thought that with the allegations against Michael Jackson back in 1993 ended the relationship, people thought that was the reason, and I can honestly see why people thought that back at the time. But then it turned out that one of the reasons why Michael Jackson left the project is because apparently he was not satisfied with the sound chips for the Sega Genesis, and he was not happy with the sound quality. So he ended up leaving the project at some point. And this was backed up and corroborated by many of the people who used to be a part of his composing team at that time period. One of them being Brad Buxer, who was part of a band called the Jetsons. And there's actually proof on that because they actually made a song called Hard Times. And that's a segue to another track that I'm going to talk about, Ice Cap Zone, Act 1 and 2.
Yes.
And mind you, not the version that was used in Sonic Origins or in the Sonic and Knuckles collection that was on PC way back when. No,
we try not to talk about those.
What happened is that so Brad Buxer was one of the composers for Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or just Sonic 3, because he was part of Michael Jackson's team, and he put he did Ice Cap Zone 1 and 2 because that was a track called Hard Times from his band the Jetsons, and that track was from the 80s, and it was never released to the public until like sometime in the 2010s, like 2000s, early 2010s. And he confirmed a lot of this stuff back in 2009 after Michael Jackson passed away. So the thing is that Sega did not really care much about like the legal aspect regarding Sonic 3's music, but they did care after he died, and there was some sort of dispute, which we don't know the details. We're probably never going to know, but because of that, like after 2011, I want to say, which was the last time that Sonic 3 was ever released on any platform, which would be Steam, by the way, with the original music. And afterwards, we would not see any re-releases until Sonic Origins. But yeah. Because the Michael Jackson music, yes, Michael Jackson did not like the sound quality whatsoever. But yeah, Sonic 3 credits theme is amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing. I love it. The next one is for Professor Icepick. What Sonic game do you think is the most overhated? I mean,
Hard question.
Like,
I
overhated.
like a lot of them.
There's a lot of them that's overhated. Even some really good Sonic games that get overhated. But the one that I think gets the most amount of hate, because there's a Sonic game I want to give a chance to again, just to see if it's actually a better game than I remember it being. Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. It was the RPG.
Boy.
It was the RPG made by BioWare.
Okay, real quick. Now that you've said it, I have to let everyone know. 2008, Caitlin did not have a lot of games to play at the time. I have 100% completed that game 11 times.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Damn.
That game it's a little overhated, but it's a fine little game. It's adorable. They tried. They really tried.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my answer. Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood.
Sonic Chronicles is pretty okay. It is overhated though, that's true. I will say this is kind of a weird answer, but Sonic Origins I think gets a lot of hate. I think that is objectively the best way to play those classic games nowadays,
Yes,
especially
I
with the
agree.
cutscenes and everything.
Yeah.
So I definitely recommend, especially Origins Plus. Yeah, and yes, you can get mods to like still tweak some of the smaller little details, right? But I feel like if you care about those little details, you probably already have a way to play those games anyway, and a way that you probably prefer. So, there's no shortage of ways to play those games. And, especially on Switch, it's pretty nice.
Exactly.
Just saying, Sonic Origins is super good. So, especially story mode. Play the story mode. That's the best way to play it.
It is.
So.
I'm still gonna stick with Sonic R because that game, as clunky as that is, has a really banger soundtrack that I still love the concept behind it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ben?
Sonic R is really fun. Yeah.
My answer is going to be Sonic Superstars, and deservedly so.
Let's go. Okay, let's hear it.
All right.
Pitch it.
That's only because of the fact that it's not good. It's just not good.
What? Wait, overhated. We're talking overhated.
Oh. I did say deservedly so.
Okay. You did say
fair
that.
enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
Kyle?
Yeah, I was waiting for you all to share your answers because, Shell, I think you know the game I'm going to say.
I already know.
You even saw my reaction like when you had that panel. Like, you absolutely know what I'm going to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
think the one game...
It's Sonic Forces.
Absolutely. Sonic Forces, that's one game I enjoy a lot, and I will defend that game to anyone. Like when Ezra said he regretted it, you saw how mad I was when he said that.
It wasn't just you who was mad. There was a Sonic cosplayer that was like, he was mad.
Sonic Forces made me dry out my throat, and I choked on my own spit. And that's the game that got me to affiliate.
What? Excuse me.
Like, to me,
I played Sonic Forces in my fucking room when it was blistering hot, and I didn't have my air conditioner in yet. I had no water next to me. I tried to beat the game in one session. It dried out my throat.
yeah,
And I nearly choked on my own spit trying to beat that game and getting to affiliate.
like, so
Oh my god.
my thing is, I streamed it back in 2018. To me, the game exists, and that's it.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
It-
I mean, I
it is-
can explain like why I enjoy it, but we would be here for hours.
Ah, yeah,
Fair.
like,
Sonic Forces is, it's not Sonic's worst game because it's perfectly functional, like, right? But it was the era it was released in, right? That was
yeah,
Sega still coming off of, the boom era and all that, right? Like Sonic was still very flat in its writing. It wasn't like, some spectacular modern day thing that it is now, right? So
yeah.
I understand the hate from the time, but that game is a fucking 6 or a 7 out of 10. It is totally fine. It is an acceptable game.
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst Sonic game I played. It's not a good Sonic game in my personal opinion, but there's much worse games out there.
Yeah, like like if it wasn't for Forces, like I wouldn't have my Sonic OC.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah,
true.
yeah, and that Sonic OC is what helped me like have my own persona and enter the furry fandom.
Yep. All right.
Aw, that's so sweet. I love that.
Awesome. All right, and the last question is from J.E. Smith. What do you guys think of the Sonic modding community, from fixing problems with the games like Sonic 06, turning it into Project 06, and Legacy of Solaris, to putting in silly things like changing Chip into Hatsune Miku? You see, the Sonic community, when it comes to modding, they do a lot of the work that Sega really should be doing. But not only that, the fact that they managed to go the extra mile to at least have new ways you could play some of these games that where they should, or at least make certain games functional. I have a lot of props for them. Like they do a whole lot of good for these communities. So major props for them. That's all I gotta say.
The sign mining community does some phenomenal stuff, especially me being a part of the ring races and SRB2 kart community. Watching the kind of levels that these people make on the Doom engine is absolutely crazy. These people have made some wild looking racetracks and characters and all these other mods for SRB2 kart and ring races. I really wish I could afford to keep my server back up again, but eventually I'll get back there. But damn, like even in just that alone. And then you have the Unleashed recompilation project that they just finished recently that they did a wonderful job on. The Sonic Mining community are the unsung heroes of the Sega franchise.
Yep.
That's personally how I feel about it.
All right.
Yeah, all I can say about the Sonic modding community is like Sega, hire these people. They will help your business grow.
Yep.
Well, I mean, shout outs to specifically Main Memory and Codename Gamma. Those are huge names in the modding community, especially the adventure era games. For example, recently I've been playing through a little bit of Sonic Adventure 1 via Archipelago. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Archipelago at all.
I am.
But it's essentially like a multi-game randomizer, right?
I've heard about it. I know a couple of our buddies in Mario Party Madness have done that, or they want to do that at some point.
Yeah.
But I've been playing that with my girlfriend and like a group of her friends. We have like 60 something games in a collection together. And it's super fun. But all of that is only possible because of like, modders and stuff like that, right? Like if you play, if you want to have watch a really fun video, look up the Some Call Me Johnny SA2 randomizer video. That is some of the funniest shit you will ever see. It is so enjoyable. I highly recommend trying out, especially the SA2 randomizer. Stuff like that, totally recontextualizes like already one of all of our favorite game of all time, right? So
Yeah.
definitely recommend checking that out if you get a chance, for sure.
Yep. Ben?
Yeah, I do appreciate the Sonic modding community. By the way, to answer my earlier question, Jay actually did kind of confirm that it was actually a mod for Shadow the Hedgehog that he played. He was playing the original Sonic Heroes. There was a mod that he knew, but he didn't want to use it because it rebalances the team fights, where you actually had to put some freaking effort into the fights, as opposed to being able to wipe them out in 30 seconds in the original.
Yep.
But yeah, as far as like modding stuff goes, yeah, I am super okay with the modding community, because if it wasn't for the modding community, we never would have gotten Sonic Mania to begin with.
Exactly.
Because Christian Whitehead was the responsible for Sonic Mania, and he was the one who did a lot of mods for, I think, making, what was it, Sonic GBA actually playable.
That was Simon Tomley, who worked with Christian Whitehead on Mania. But yeah,
Okay, never mind then.
Christian Whitehead actually, a lot of his engine was worked on with Christian, so definitely, Christian's a huge part of that, for sure.
I sit thoroughly corrected then, because Mr. Ben don't know shit.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my catchphrases when I'm like, like, oh, hey, yeah, I don't know shit.
That's all good. But yeah, like with Christian Whitehead, the fact that he managed to give us like an amazing version of Sonic CD back in 2011.
Sonic CD, that was the one I was thinking of. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he also did the. He also helped. Wasn't he the one who also helped work on the Sonic 1 and 2 mobile ports that they had added the extra content, and especially in Sonic 2 they added a playable version of Hidden Palace Zone, because those were
that was a good one.
Yeah, those were the versions they used in Sonic Origins.
Yep.
So,
and Simon Tomley even came back. He helped work on the Sonic 3 port for Origins.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Whitehead and Tomley. Yep. All right. We'll answer this one quick because DM asked in the chat. This will be quick. Did the Sonic franchise inspire you to look up any Sonic fan art? Yes, it did for me. It did. That's all for me.
Yeah, it definitely did the same for me.
Yep. What about you guys?
I've never looked up Sonic fan art. I would never subject myself to that.
No.
I don't think I looked it up looked it up on my casual time, but I feel like a few good ones.
Yep.
But I don't think I go out of my way to look up Sonic fan arts.
Yeah. That's fair. Ben?
If I may,
actually, Caitlin first. Yeah.
I just wanted to shout out two artists in particular, Froglet Comics and Nano on Blue Sky.
Yes.
Both of them draw a lot of awesome Sonic fan art, so look them up if you get a chance, for sure.
I'll be sure to look them up after this. Yes. Ben, would you did the Sonic franchise inspire you to look up any Sonic fan art?
No.
I heard that.
No, I did. I did once when I was a much more younger, much more innocent Mr. Ben. And that was when Mr. Ben found out the thing of R34, and I will leave it at that.
Okay.
Oh my.
Fair. All right. But yes. So those are the questions. All right. So first of all, thanks to everybody that asked us these questions. And second, that's going to do it for the show. And Mike, Ben, Kyle, Caitlin, thank you all for being a part of this.
Thanks for having us again, as always, there, Pete.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us.
Exactly.
Always a pleasure to be on the show.
Yeah, and
Same.
especially you, Kyle, since you came in at the last minute.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, Sonic's my jam. Like I could talk hours about Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic's your
Your
jam.
Sonic Jam?
Sonic Jam. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Yes.
I think I just gave Claire a headache with that pun.
Well,
I'm so sorry, Claire.
but yeah, before we sign off, Mike, where can we find you?
You can find me over at twitch.com or twitch.tv/MMGMike. You can also find me on the bluest of skies as well as YouTube. Hopefully more Mario Kart content will be coming on the YouTube side of things, as well as Sonic Crossroads content when it drops September 25th, 2025. But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to play that together.
Oh no, 100%.
cool.
You're definitely more than welcome to join us.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And Ben, where can we find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/MrBen. That's MISTAH Ben. I will be going into a stream of Pikmin 4 next Sunday. I will also be going into a 30-turn thing of Mario Party Jamboree with my crew on a Saturday.
Have fun with that.
Following that, we will be jumping into Hat in Time on Saturdays as well.
Nice.
So, those are the two games that I've got on the docket. After Hat in Time is finished, we will be jumping back into Base Attorney with Trials and Tribulations.
Nice.
So,
All right.
Nice.
All right. And Kyle, where can we find you?
You can find me over on Twitch on Kyle Gamer. Like I haven't streamed yet, but like one of these days I plan to. I'm also on YouTube uploading shorts as well as like any vlogs of panels I've been to. I recently uploaded a vlog of a PAX East panel of VTubing, if you want to check that out.
Ooh.
And you can also find me on Blue Sky. Because like I left the dark world of Twitter.
Good. Very good. And Caitlin, what about you?
I'm Cutie Caitlin. This was my debut stream for my wonderful little VTuber avatar. I love her so much. But I'm going to be streaming a lot more frequently now that I'm all moved out of my old house. And I'm probably going to be streaming a lot of like stuff we've talked about today. I plan to play the entire Sonic series at some point because I've already done it once. Might as well do it on stream. I thought that would be fun. My debut stream, I don't have a date yet, but Shell, you're going to be there with me, and we're going to be playing an archipelago together.
Yes.
With our friend Korshal as well. It's going to be Mario 64, Link to the Past, and Sonic Adventure. So,
Oh, I'm excited to see that. That sounds great.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I hope everyone can tune in for that. That'll be really exciting. But anyway, thanks for having us, Shell. This was super fun today. I loved it.
Yeah, no problem. Like I'm looking forward to doing the archipelago with you, and of course I'm glad to have all four of you on. But of course you can find me in pretty much like mainly on Discord and Blue Sky because I have not used Twitter in a long time and I'm never going back. But I will be on Blue Sky. I'll be on Discord a lot, and of course I stream on Twitch with the YouTube uploads as well on my archive channel, which if anyone wants to subscribe to my archive channel, here's the VODs. And I stream daily on Monday through Thursday with the occasional Friday and Sunday streams from usually that's starting from 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern until about midnight. So this is the mid-season finale. We will be taking a break up until like early September. I haven't thought of what the episode is going to be when I come back yet. I'll figure it out. But for now, after this episode gets uploaded to YouTube this week, going to be taking a hiatus for the summer. But we'll be back at some point. We'll be back at some point later in the year. All right, so
I can only hope I can join in on that on my nonsense myself one of these days.
Yeah,
I'm not super concerned about it though.
Yeah, but when you get the Switch 2, more than welcome to join us. And Caitlin,
absolutely,
feel free to join us
Singles,
as well,
everybody.
whenever you can. All right.
I'll try and get my VTuber working on Switch too. I hear you can plug your computer into a Switch and it works. So
yeah, you can.
That'll be kind of crazy.
Yeah, and Kyle, same thing with you.
Yeah, because I got the Switch too. I don't have Mario Kart World yet, but when I do, I plan on joining the Mario Kart Madness.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to roll the credits, so I'll see you all later. Again, for one more time, Mike, Ben, Kyle, Caitlin, thank you all for being a part of this.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for inviting
Again.
us.
All right. So,
This was fun.
as always, make sure to take care of yourselves. Be awesome. Stay awesome. Tell your loved ones you love them. Check on them as always. Find for lasting peace. I'll see you guys next time. And for sharing with Shellshock, we'll see you back in September. So take care, everybody.
Remember, don't be a dick.
Exactly. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Take care.
Yep. Thanks for watching Sharing with Shellshock Season 4. Your name will be inscribed in the pages of podcast history.